Hey, it's Jim Czek with Kelowna Now. I'm here with Kayla. She's returned from her European tour.
I had so much fun. The whole time I was there was only 4 Teslas.
What? 4 Teslas?
Isn't that crazy?
In all of Italy? You were the whole Italy, right?
Yeah, I just saw the entirety of Italy. No, just where I went. But I was surprised, actually. I saw lots of charging stations, but not a lot of Teslas.
Maybe they hide them.
Maybe.
How was it, though?
It was lovely. Yeah, it was a
amazing.
lovely
You were
trip.
there for a while.
Yeah, 15 days, so it was a long trip. I'm done with pasta.
Done with pasta? You've had enough?
Yeah, I'm done with pasta for now. Maybe next year I'll try again.
You missed the 10-10 event. We had the 10-10 event.
How was it?
It was really good. We had the full lineup here. We had the whole sexy lineup, plus the Cybertruck. Cybertruck obviously stole the show, right?
Yeah, had a lineup, I heard.
Yeah, everybody wanted to see the Cybertruck, right? So it's definitely the ultimate midlife crisis vehicle.
Crisis vehicle.
If you want a vehicle that draws attention, it does more than a Lamborghini.
Yeah,
I
can imagine.
Because Lambos used, when they first kind of came out, everybody's like, oh my God, it's a Lambo. Now these things, he said he drives by schools and kids are cheering, like elementary schools, and they're like,
fun. That's so nice, and they're so nice too.
Yeah, so it makes
Yeah,
that's awesome. We got some images to show you though. We got some stuff we're going to talk about in Tesla. This is a thing out of somebody out of Vancouver, just saying, like lots of people saying, the battery doesn't last. So this guy's got over 400,000 kilometers on his Model 3 in Vancouver. He just hit 400 kilometers and still driving on the same battery and the same brakes because you don't usually use brakes, right?
Yeah.
I saw one for sale that had 1 million kilometers on it. Same battery.
That is crazy.
There you go.
Do they say anything about if they drive for like Uber or for?
No, I don't know how you put 1 million kilometers on, but you must have to do something, or maybe you're a salesperson or what have you.
You drive for a living,
so,
Wow, that's crazy.
So that's a, that's a lot of people that that fear that the batteries don't last. Obviously, I mean, I've had one for 2 years. You've had one for 4 years. Same battery.
Yep, same battery. No issues. Yeah. Although I guess that keeps your cost per drive like way down. That's the value of driving it long term. I guess.
And the brakes. You haven't done your brakes, have you?
No.
Do you use your brakes at all?
Not really. No, it's like a golf cart. I say because you just kind of roll,
let go. And
you just kind of roll up.
Well, you're gonna throw that next slide up there. There you go. So there's Tesla's building the world's largest supercharger in California there.
That's a supercharger.
No, so just the solar farm that's gonna. So your cars are gonna be powered by the sun.
That is unreal.
I think it's 93 charging stations they're putting in
How big is that?
That solar farm?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Wow.
Big though, right? But so all that energy is gonna come from the sun, and it's gonna charge your car.
Wow.
Pretty impressive.
Unreal.
So
yeah, that's impressive.
Lots of solar, lots of the charging stations in the U.S. They have roofs and they're solar panels. The roofs are made from solar panels.
Wow. Well, hey, you're just being more and more efficient.
Run by the sun.
Yeah.
Right.
More and more efficient for
everyone. The sun has yet to send you a bill.
Yes. Yeah. They might. If they could figure out how to capitalize on that, they would. Yeah.
Let's throw up that next slide there. We're just waiting. There you go. And that's just them breaking ground and stuff like that, just showing you what.
Love it.
If you've never been to a supercharger station before, they're just basically Kent Molgat just bought
how many stations is that?
I don't know how many in there, but there'd be more behind there too.
Oh yeah, because it goes all the way back.
Yeah, he just bought a Tesla, and he said it's so easy. You drive up and you bring the thing around, you push the button, and the thing opens, and you stick it in, and you're done.
Yeah,
right?
it's
you don't
very
have to
easy.
punch in your credit card. You don't have to do all that stuff. So
no, well, and
cool.
it's also you're spending time at the station typically, like whether it's 15 minutes, 10 minutes, or half an hour.
Right.
So the more efficient that they can make it, I feel like the better.
Yeah. But usually they're in a place where there's a food
Tim Hortons,
something, right? And then or you have the option to watch YouTube or Netflix or whatever you want to do too, right?
Or take a nap.
Or take a nap.
Fireplace.
Turn on the fireplace. That's right. Next slide. The big event. Did you see?
I did. I watched it. Yeah.
There you go.
So that's where I saw a lot more about the Robo Taxi, or he's calling it the Cyber Cab, and the van now that they have.
The Robo van, the Robo van, which is like a 20-passenger van, no pedals, no steering wheel in that one either, and the Cyber Cab, which they say they're going to start making in volume production in 2026.
Yeah, they said
crazy.
that. Well, I think he had what it was like 20 or something at the event.
Yep.
And
then a bunch of Model Ys too.
Yeah, people got to test it out, but I think that the Robo van is a great idea. he was saying for sports teams and
for almost anything, your mass transit, right? Like it's pretty cool.
And it looks luxury.
For me, for Optimus though, I thought if Optimus came on stage, because I was waiting for that event, like if he came on stage with Elon and interacted a little bit, that would be really cool. Yeah. But they actually had 20 of them walking around with people and then serving drinks and doing all kinds of weird stuff, right?
Yeah.
So,
and I can't even imagine, because he was saying about it costing less than the price of a vehicle in the end. That's the ultimate goal, is to have
I think they want to make them like $10,000 to $20,000,
which is crazy. Yeah, I can't imagine.
Imagine coming home and dinner's cooked.
Yeah,
house is clean.
Dishes done. Yeah,
that's right.
All of your tasks are completed. You just have to sit.
It's already done all the gaming for you. You don't have to do any of that. Watch the shows for you. Told you what happened on your show, right?
Yeah, you just have to. You can socialize with them.
That's right. You become your new best friend.
There you go.
That's right. Next slide. So this is really cool. I ordered a Starlink Mini because I have Starlink at home on residential for internet. But the Starlink Mini now available in Canada, so you can take it and you can suction cup it to the roof of your Tesla.
Okay.
And have internet up to 160 kilometers an hour.
No way.
Yeah. So you can have, See that? See, there's a Starlink Mini on the top of that roof of that van.
Yeah.
You see that?
Well, I can't really see it. Yes.
Just that little white spot right on the top there. So it's the size of a sheet of paper.
Huh.
And so you can now have internet all around the world. Like when you went to Italy, you could have had your own Starlink Mini there. And
you brought it with you?
Yeah, you can do that. And
that is really cool.
But you can actually put it in your car. I saw it. I was in the Supercharger parking lot. Some guy had a pickup, and he had the Starlink regular dish, the big residential dish, like it's about twice the size.
Yeah.
And at the big stand, and he had screwed it to the roof of his truck.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did. And I was just, and
you should have taken a picture.
I thought that's weird, right?
Yeah, that is weird.
I didn't think it worked in motion, and so I went on Starlink, and it's just like, oh yeah, the Minis are now available in Canada, and it works in motion. And somebody said that the actual residential one kind of works in motion, but not up to those speeds. And
up to those speeds. And
you see that on like WestJet and different airlines are now Starlink and now available on.
That is super interesting.
Did you have internet on your flight?
We did, yeah. I mean, I couldn't. You can just pay for it, but I didn't realize that's going to be a whole new game and a revenue stream for them too. Because you could, airplanes. I'm thinking like even just like chartered planes and.
Well, I mean, and it's boats it's just so hiking, going out in the remote backcountry for safety, snowmobiling, all kinds of things. And when you drive to Calgary or Vancouver, you get internet on your phone, or you get phone service. Very little. Yeah. I think on the top of Golden, on the Rogers Pass, you get it.
Yeah.
And then other than that, it's pretty spotty. It's even spotty just outside of Calgary.
It is.
Like you get an hour outside of Calgary or less, and you start losing connection.
Yeah.
So the Starlink Mini,
not fast. Yeah.
On the inside of your vehicle, you can mount it on the outside if you want to, but it's safer on the inside, obviously.
That's great.
Through the glass. Wow. And some people are just putting it on their dash. And there you go.
Wow.
Who would have thought?
Who would have thought? Where are we going to be in this many years? You could attach it to your robot and just get robot to follow you around.
Well, I think Starlink's going to come in Teslas though too, along with Grok, so you'll be able to talk to it.
That makes sense.
You'll be able to talk to it as you drive.
That makes sense. That makes sense. That's really unique, and also that's bringing a whole new world to people who don't even have a Tesla, or maybe they don't even.
Well, I mean, I think it brings internet to super remote areas. That, if you want to work remotely, and say you want to work remotely in a lake, and because you can just take a small solar panel with you and power, because I think it's only 20 watts too.
Oh, wow. So
it's very low power.
Huh.
So interesting.
That is very unique. And I didn't see that at the event. That wasn't announced.
No, the Starlink doesn't belong to Tesla. Yeah, right. Starlink is part of SpaceX, but belongs to Elon, I guess. But.
Yeah. He did a good job at that event anyway.
Yeah, he did. It's next slide. I don't know if we're going to get these in the order we want, but I'll kind of run through this. So this is the U.S. one. So right now in the United States, you can buy a Tesla financed at 0%. So you can get a Model Y for 60 months at 0% financing. And they had that in Canada.
That's crazy.
They had that in Canada for a while, but it's gone. But it's in the U.S. So and you can see what your payment will be on a rear-wheel drive will be $481 a month with that down payment. And you want to check up the other slide there, and we'll see if these are kind of in order. So this is, go back. So that's the cash if you bought that
in cash
in U.S. dollars, $31,490
which is
for Model Y.
Way more affordable than I think people think about.
And then you take the $7,500 off of that still, so $31,000 after. Oh no, that includes the incentive. Sorry, that includes it's ticked off. So that includes the incentive. Yeah. So there you go.
That's crazy.
And then we'll show you the Canadian ones. So there you go. In Canada, it's 5.25%. So come on, Elon. Like, why is Canadians getting treated?
Well, I was just thinking about that, and they did announce some interest rate reduction. Well, there was an interest rate
half
reduction,
point. Yeah. But they did have the 0% for a while to the end of September. But,
okay. So
it's still running in the States, but not running there. And if you go one more slide, and that's what the price of a Model Y here is in Canada. Before the $5,000 rebate, it's $59,990.
Yeah, and that's the one that
less 5.
I feel like if I could do it all over again,
you'd buy the Y. That'll be your next one.
Yeah, that'll
I think I want to buy a Y too, right? Just for that little bit more room.
Yeah,
just for the golf clubs or whatever you're packing around.
I when we did the test drive a few months ago, the back is just a little bit more open.
It's a little bigger, right? A little bigger inside.
The trunk.
A lot. When you get a hatch more, right? So you get access to the.
So if you have a dog.
And then some people are using them for camping, right? Because you can flip the hatch up and then you get a full bed in there and stuff like that. And you don't have that bar there because in the Model 3 you would have that bar.
You would have that across the trunk, basically.
You kind of feel a little claustrophobic, right?
It wouldn't be nearly as comfortable, but
a little weirder for sure.
A little bit weirder, yeah. You'd have to slide underneath.
It's kind of like like a half covered by a pillow or something.
Yeah.
Hey, is there another slide there, or did we run out of slides? Oh, we ran out. So there you go.
So the event was good.
The event was good. And like I said, the Model Y, I think the reason they're doing that in the States too is the Model Y. They're bringing out the new one in 2025, I think. Sense. So they're calling it Juniper or whatever.
Yeah. And they didn't announce anything new for the cars.
No, they did say that, the Cybercab is expected to be volume production, and they said they're building a couple other things. They didn't say what, though.
Yeah.
And the Cybertruck now in the U.S. is past the Foundation series, so you can order a regular Cybertruck in the U.S.
Oh, so.
But not here in Canada. It's still its Foundation series. So, and it's like an extra $50,000, I think, for. I might have that number wrong, but I watched that video the other day where they had the Cybertruck, the Foundation series, and the regular one parked side by side.
Yeah.
Not really any difference, right?
Not really any difference.
Well, you get that sticker.
Yeah.
Or, it's etched on. It's not a sticker. It's etched
expensive.
on. It's an expensive etching.
Expensive etching, yeah.
And I think there's a couple of, upgrades tweaks inside, like dividers.
The base model's already, quite elaborate.
Yeah, I don't, and they're Teslas are minimalist, so there's not a lot of stuff in there, right? You got seats and a steering wheel and a screen.
Yeah.
Really, you know what I mean? It's not like, the seats are the same, everything's kind of the same, right? So,
yeah. And if you have a Tesla, because I just saw recently that for people who don't have full self-driving, they did announce that they're doing another
30-day.
Yeah.
You can try it out. Because I think they said every time they do a substantial upgrade, they just want to give people another chance to try it.
Which makes sense.
One more thing we'll touch on, though, is Kent Mulgat, one of our reporters here, now bought a used Tesla. And just to walk it through, he bought it privately and no PST, no tax at all.
That's what you were saying.
No tax. But he went to ICBC, so make sure that you challenge them, because he went there and they were going to charge him $4,800. And he's like, what? He said, can I phone a friend? So he phoned me and he said, Jim, they're going to charge me tax. And so I said, well, here, tell them to go to this website link and it'll tell them that it's exempt. And they did.
Oh, wow. So they didn't even know.
Yeah, I guess maybe they don't do a lot of those transactions, but I talked to 2 different ICBC
people
that sell the insurance, and they were both said, well, and then after they look it up, they're like, oh, yeah, right, it is exempt. And I think it came into effect in 2022, February, I think, and it runs till 2027. So there is no GST on private sales. This is where it gets weird. There is no GST on private sale vehicles, doesn't matter what kind, gas or anything. But the PST on a private sale starts at 12%. That's why it seems weird, because it's a 7 plus the 5.
I see, yeah.
But there's no PST on used EVs, any used EV. So if you go to a dealership and buy a used EV, this gets complicated. You have to pay the GST because they're a commercial body and they have to charge a GST. But there's no PST, and that's the 7%, which makes it even more complicated.
And it should be broken down on their invoices.
But privately, the PST on a used vehicle is 12%. Starts at 12 and it goes up. Actually goes up based on the price of the vehicle.
Yeah.
From 12%, keeps going up. But if you buy a used vehicle at a dealership, you'll pay, the GST and the PST, unless it's a EV.
Okay.
But
So
privately,
you're just like saving people
I'm trying to
money.
confuse everybody.
Yeah,
Right?
no. So what he's saying is just double check and just make sure.
If you're going to buy a used EV,
Yeah.
you're better off to buy it privately. You can save like $4,800.
Yeah.
Right?
You're just saving people money. Maybe
But I guess if you bought it at a dealer, you would pay, on that transaction, he would have paid the GST, which would have been $2,000.
Right.
Right?
Well, hey, I mean, you can save people even a couple hundred dollars. We'll take it.
You know what I mean? Like, because tax doesn't add a lot of value to the vehicle you're
No.
driving, does it? You're just like, oh, look, I got this tax thing in my car.
If anything, it does the opposite. So, yeah.
It doesn't add a lot of value. So,
No.
yeah. So there you go.
Yeah.
Lots of opportunity to buy a used EV. There's more and more out there, too.
I've seen that. And honestly, they're in high demand, too, because I feel like all the time people are asking whether or not I would sell it. But, yeah. But then again,
You've had yours 4 years now.
4
right?
years, yeah.
And you've done how much maintenance?
Not a lot. I don't drive it very much.
You change the oil at least every 6 months.
Right? Yeah. I'm actually always changing the oil. Yeah. So just kidding. But yeah, no, I find that the maintenance on there is literally no maintenance.
You can change your cabin filter.
Yeah. Air filter, yeah.
Like for circulating air inside
Which
the
I
cabin.
have done that, so that's good.
Or if you don't mind
Windshield
dust.
wiper.
If you don't mind dust.
Windshield blades.
Yeah.
Windshield wipers.
Beats spitting on the windshield, right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, don't want to do that. But
And
other
then-
than that, there's not really any maintenance.
And like they said, the brakes. I've heard people getting 1 million miles without changing their brakes.
That's crazy.
And one of the things they do when you're doing your brakes, and like in a regular vehicle, you go and you do your brakes the first time. Usually they last quite a while on the first one, but when you go get them done, they say you get free brake pads for life. So you sign up for that. You think that's a great deal, right? Because you pay your $500 for getting the. But the second time you go in for the free brake pads, because they don't last very long at all, they're just like, oh yeah, you get free brake pads, but we ground your rotors down to nothing. So now you're going to need new rotors, which are way more expensive than brake pads.
Right. So yeah, that's not going to be productive for anyone. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Anyway,
That's
it for today. How's that? Thank you from me, myself, Jim.
Thank you. Thanks for being here.
And there you go. If you have any questions on Teslas, reach out.
We'll try and answer them.
There you go. And thank you for watching Kelowna Now.